What's up, nerds? I'm Longy Long, the Ghetto Gamer, and today we're going to talk about one of Nintendo's great lost franchises. The whole thing was just one game, one sequel, and one heck of a good time. Developed by Nintendo and released in 1990, StarTropics is a bit of an oddity among NES games. It was never released in Japan. Rather, it was developed in North America for a Western audience by the same team that created Punch-Out! It was met with praise and is generally well liked. The biggest criticism against it is that some elements seem derivative of Zelda. The overhead gameplay in the dungeons bears some aesthetic resemblance, but the grid-based tile-hopping movement is totally unique and unlike anything else I've ever played. It could be said that the Zelda influence extends to the emphasis on puzzling and exploration, but I like to think that that's just the natural way an action-adventure game should be. And compared to the original Legend of Zelda, puzzles in StarTropics are more dependent on skill and timed movements. What I'm trying to say is there's enough unique about the StarTropics franchise that it really is an original gaming experience. Now, I don't think it's derivative at all. Sure, it borrows some stuff from Zelda, but that's a Nintendo franchise too. Anyway, if they want to borrow some stuff, they can. They still do it well. It's not like they're just ripping them off. And if anything, your face is a derivative. In the 8-bit days, fantasy adventures were all the rage, and every developer was trying to cash in. Rather than making another title in that oversaturated genre, Nintendo gave StarTropics a modern sort of sci-fi feel. Instead of a medieval warrior questing across a mythical kingdom with swords and magic, you play as Mike Jones, wielding a yo-yo in a tropical island chain with a submarine. Mike comes to the islands to find his archaeologist uncle, Dr. Jones, by following clues across the islands, into a whale, into space, and, yes it's true, into the very packaging of the game itself. At one point, the player is actually instructed to dip Dr. Jones's letter in water. The letter was an actual paper letter that came with the game. But if you were like me and you rented the game, it didn't come with the letter, you got stuck. Back before Google, when you were stuck in a game, you were stuckity-stuck. That may be why this is one of the first games I ever bought complete and kept it completely complete in the box. And when I say this is complete, I mean this puppy is absolutely, I mean look, there's obviously the cartridge, there's the instructions, the little Nintendo Power subscription thingy, the little poster, of course the letter, but you know what I've also got is, I came with a complete original trilogy of Star Wars on VHS. Weird. Anyway, StarTropics has it all, and I give it high marks. There's an epic storyline. It feels familiar, but it still manages to offer a totally unique experience. There was one sequel, Zoda's Revenge, and that was the last we've heard from StarTropics. Maybe because Zoda's Revenge was released exclusively on the NES after the Super NES had already come out, Zoda's Revenge never became very popular. I mean, this series was never destined to become another Metroid or Zelda or anything like that, but it would have been nice to at least see a Super StarTropics. Anyway, bottom line, StarTropics, great game, you should own it if you don't already. Zoda's Revenge, I haven't played enough to really form an opinion, but most people seem to think it's pretty good too. The best part about this, either one should run you about $10 for just the cartridge. You don't need the box, you don't need the letter. You can just Google it now. And you can Google cat videos while you're at it. But you know, I don't know what happened to the franchise. It just fizzled out. They were both well received. Well, this wasn't really, but that was Nintendo's bad. They should have known better. People love StarTropics. If they made another one in the series, I think the fans would gobble it up. Do you know what happened? Do you have any disappearing franchises that you think we should talk about? Leave them in the comments below. Find me on Twitter at longy_long. Till next time, keep it super mega ghetto. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's enough unique about StarTropics that it really is an original experience. Sure, they borrow a few aesthetic things from Zelda, but I mean, that's a Nintendo property anyway, so if they want to borrow their own property, they can do... And of course, E.T. for Atari. A smelly old shoe. My copy also included... Mine also came with this sweet potato.